Hey, you doing, everybody? Welcome back for the 4x4 drawing, which is really an offset and trim lesson, and also just working with a title block. What you'll end up doing is opening up your basic title block with nothing in it. You're going to save it as the new drawing, which is going to make a copy of it, and then you can just type in 4x4 last name and period. Making sure it's going in your U drive. Alright, I'm working on some training here, so bear with me on that error set. Alright, and then I'm going to turn my line weights off here so you can see what's going on. What we're going to start off with here is an 8" by 5.5" square to just go and, or rectangle, I'm sorry, and go to the outside edges. And then we're going to make some offset lines and wipe away what we don't need, which is going to be easier for you to see than for me to explain. So again, you're opening this, calling it with the save as a new name. And then what I'd like you to do is work out here off to the side, and we're going to position it into the middle with the process that I've used to align center drawings. Okay, line tool, just go down here. I'm gonna make a 8" by 5.5". I like type in 5.5. Whoops, sorry about that one. Close that off. We're going to use the offset a bunch here. Once you get it started, it's a little bit easier than the first time. 1, 2, 3 times you got to click it to get it started. Go from the top down 1 3/8. 1 3/8, like so. And then we're going to offset it again with a 3/8 spacing, going downwards. And we're going to come up from the bottom, going up, and do the same thing from the bottom here. So it's 1 and 3/8 from the bottom, with a 3/8 spacing going up from that. We're going to do the same thing from the sides, going in 1 and, I'm sorry, 2 and 5/8. 2, also with a 3/8 there. Other side, 2 and 5/8. Whoop. And one more offset. Going to the left, 3/8. Okay. We're going to zoom in here and carefully trim out what we don't need, like so. I'm going to drag through, drag through, drag through, drag through each of these corners. So start with the corners. Like that, and then you can go and drag through the center down here, and the center across here like that, and you're left with your final cleared out drawing. I'm going to let my dog in and be right back. Alright, so now to move the drawing into, well, actually, let's change the weight of the drawing lines first. I'm going to click on the one side of, whoop, gotta hit escape. click on one side of the object, let go, and then click the other side to select it all. Change the drawing lines to 0.7 millimeters. That way we don't have to deal with it while it's in between all these other lines here. I can hit escape. Put a diagonal line from this point to this point inside this rectangle, and then that's just going to give us a temporary midpoint there for us to align the midpoint of this, which we're going to do like this. We'll select the object, hit move, and then we'll hover over the midpoint of the top and the side of the drawing here. We're going to go over the midpoint of this diagonal line to place it, and then select that diagonal line and delete it. Measurements we can put in a couple of ways here. I'm going to see if we can use quick dimension here and train you on that. You can use the traditional steps that we've done with dimensioning so far, but if you type in QDIM quick dimension and select by clicking up on top and then dragging downward like so over the endpoints and then hitting enter, and it should give us measurements. It's not placing them the way I want. Oh, and we also didn't change the this is funny. This is dimension settings. There should be a little bit different here. So I'm going to type in DIMSTY, modify. We're going to go up to a precision of 1/8 on this drawing because we're using eighths. It was rounding the numbers, so the units weren't looking the right way. You can also double click these if you would wish to change these to a smaller number, 0.14. Should that's all right. Just looking to see if I can get this to comfortably fit in between these arrows, but that's okay. That actually works. Still the same thing, different representation, but all right. Let's see what it looks like if we just do traditional dimensioning here. The overall length below it. And for space sake, we'll do the overall length on this one over here. Which works. Alright, there are a lot of dimensions on here. Really, you don't need all of the title block dimensions at this point. So all you can do is just go in here and select and wipe out. It is better to select things this way, going from right to left. That's all the necessary measurements for the 4x4. You should see that when you turn the line weights on. That's got a millimeter line weight for the borders, and your drawing lines are 0.7 millimeters, and then you have all your dimension lines for distinguishing purposes. And whoop. That's the 4x4. Save it and post it.